because I kind of see it as like there's so many different areas that that it encompasses, like body and money and like relationships and all sorts of stuff. And like, I guess that like, to me, that's kind of like what a lot of why people go into like doing the access and stuff like that, like in order to like make those things better. But like talking to entities, it's like,
how does that actually apply?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people don't actually think that it actually applies to changing their life.
Like, I know what you're talking about, like even people in access.
Yeah, yeah. Well, just people in general, because it's like, oh, you learn to talk to entities in order to become a medium, or like, you know.
Which is not true, because that's absolutely not why I did it.
Yeah, why did you do it? Why did you just choose to start talking to the entities?
Are you recording me?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't sneak nothing by me.
I know.
No. Okay, so I mean, I know that this work contributes to having more of you and having more of, like having more of your talents, your abilities, your capacities, and like everything that when I found access, that was my main demand, was I wanted to have more of me. I felt like in my life, I wasn't creating what I wanted to create. I knew that I was more than what I was, kind of acting like I was. I mean, I just had this knowing of there's got to be more to life than this. And that's why I chose Access in the first place. And then as I chose the classes in Access, and I kind of went through the core classes of Access, and then the first Talk to the Entities class popped up. And I mean, I have never really considered myself a medium. I mean, I was joking with you about being the non-medium medium. It's like, I still have a hard time going, am I a medium? Like, is that actually, what I'm doing? So that I did this work, and I communicate with entities in order for me to have more of me. Like, because it's like all this energy I was using to pretend that I wasn't aware of the things that I've been aware of, and also to pretend that I was kind of this like lame adult version of this exuberant, vibrant kid that I was. Like the Talk to the Entities and learning how to be aware of entities, learning how to communicate with entities, learning how to receive them, and also to contribute. All of that has like gifted me back like so much more of who that little kid, that exuberant kid is. And so it's like, I've gotten happier. I've gotten, I have more energy. I can trust myself more. So how my dogs.
Oh no, who let the dogs out?
Anyway, so it's like, that is what it has contributed to me. We could pause, and I'm going to go put them away. I'll be right back.
I just saw something while you were out putting your dogs away too, of like, really when you step up to like become more aware and talk to entities, you become more aware of the people in your life, like that have entity stuff going on, because a whole lot of people have dynamic relationships with entities, have let themselves be controlled by entities. And when you allow yourself to actually like develop the awareness and develop the muscle of being aware of those things, you don't have to be the effect of it at all.
Yes.
At all.
And thank you for saying that, because that has been huge for me. Because what I have realized in doing this work is that, everybody has the ability to be aware of entities, to communicate with entities, to do all the things that we talk about. I think some people have more of an ability than others, just like anything. And you can, of course, build the muscle of it too. But I have realized that my family is hugely aware of entities. Like the people that I spend a ton of time around, they're hugely aware of it. In some ways, they're very conscious of it, especially now that I've kind of stepped into this work. And in some areas, they're really unconscious about it. But now I can look at it and go, okay, am I actually like feeling this way towards, like, just an example, am I actually feeling this way towards my sister? Or am I just aware of something that she's not totally aware of? And what that does is it just gives me a chance to go, oh, okay, that's what it is. I'm not actually having an issue with her. I'm aware of something in her universe.
Hmm.
Cool. And I can just kind of be an allowance because it's really like what people do with entities in their world and how conscious they choose to be and like what relationships they create or don't create. It's really their choice.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes I would love to clear things, but you know, it's like if someone's choosing it, you can't really clear it. But I thank you for saying that because that has been a huge way for me to change how I can be in relation to the like some of the people that I spend most of my time around. So it's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, totally. There is this during the weekend. I saw someone who came to one of my Talk to the Entities classes, and she had brought her friend to the class, and
Mm-hmm.
she told me that her friend was like texting her and saying that like I was making fun of her when she asked her questions, and like just like all this like weird stuff of like making me wrong and like making her wrong and like making everything wrong for it. And
Uh-huh.
it's funny because right when she said that, like when she came to the class, like this is a woman who is incredibly aware of entities and communicates with them all the time.
Yeah.
And it was cool during the class to kind of like to actually ask her questions to like, and then she would have the awarenesses of where she was talking to entities and what it was like for her because it
Yeah.
was like that quick for her all the
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
so the other part with that is so after the like I told her friend I was like yeah Nikki, like she has like she's majorly aware of entities and she has a lot of entities communicating to her.
Uh-huh.
Some of them don't want her to know that they're communicating with her, and they're going to do
Yeah.
anything it takes to like to
Disempower her.
yeah to disempower her, to not get
Yeah.
her to choose the class, to make me wrong in her capacity, but more than me wrong, to make her capacities of communicating with entities wrong.
Yeah.
So I saw all that. I didn't go into an ounce of, oh, must have been being a jerk, or oh, I did something wrong, because I could see what was going on in her
Right.
universe. I didn't have to make myself wrong for what she was choosing.
You know, yeah, the more space, the more willingness you have to receive. I mean, that helps with relationships. It helps with your money flows. It helps with business. It helps with your body. It helps with, I mean, all of it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, why wouldn't you do this work? Why wouldn't you want to become more aware of entities and energies? As weird as it is, like, why, like, yeah, like, what do you have to lose? Like, yeah, it's just, it definitely contributes to me.
Yeah, totally. And the thing I was going to say is it also exponentializes that change that
Yes.
you can be in the world.
Yes.
It's
Which,
like
yeah.
you were saying, yeah, the more space you be, the more you can just change you by being the world. I mean, other way around, be you and change the world, or change the world by just being you.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain. I guess it's something you can't really explain, but once you start like choosing it, and you know you've chosen that in your life, and
Yeah.
if you're watching this, you've chosen that in your life at some point.
Yeah,
So when
there's has been a glimmer of like, oh, that's what's possible. And you went whoop, right back into your turtle shell, but you know, what if you came back out again out of your turtle shell and like started to look at what's possible, and what if being aware of the entities and the energies around you is a huge pice of that?
I know,
What would that
yeah.
contribute to your life?
Cool. So yeah, so you can join our radio show on Wednesday, February 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern time at the number 2 Zen .fm, and we'd love to have you on. And if you're friends with us on Facebook, you've probably gotten a Facebook event invite, and you can post your questions there, or you can do it on the chat thing at a2zen.fm
Yeah.
during the show. And we'd love to hear you, and we'd love to have questions and see what we can do to facilitate you to having talking to entities be the contribution that we know it can be.
Yeah. Yeah. To
And
having
yeah,
more.
to having more in your life, more of
Yeah.
you, more capacities, more awareness,
More money.
more money. Yeah, more money, more fun with your body, better
More
relationships.
fun.
It's
Yeah.
weird how entities can affect your relationships. Just
Yes.
saying. But yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, give us a call and on the show, and we'll see what we can do.
All right. We'll see
Yeah.
you.
See ya. Bye bye.